Recording in progress. Hey, everybody. Time for another False Cast podcast. Today, sponsored by Drift and Mend. Drift and Mend, when you're going fishing and you need apparel, go to driftandmend.com. It's not live yet, but it will be.
Driftandmendflyfishing.com.
That's what I said. Driftandmendflyfishing.balls. Listen, today we're talking about something near and dear to my heart. Shad fishing. Now, I don't know a goddamn thing about shad fishing. The only reason I'm on this week's podcast is to ask Mo questions so you all can learn about shad fishing. Mo, what the fuck's a shad?
Oh, I don't even know I don't know where to begin from that, but
it's an androgynous fish. Comes from the ocean.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a girl fish or a boy fish. Also darts, like cigarettes. Go, tell us all about it.
All right. So a shad. A lot of people think of shad as a bait.
PJ.
It's not. I want to start over. I can't do it.
No way. We're good. All right.
I can't do it.
It's an ocean fish that comes up to the poo plant. Go.
I can't quit. I can't quit.
No way. I wish it was live.
So shad. Yeah.
Jump in anytime, PJ Dad.
That was quite the introduction.
Are
we not going to start with the normal?
No, we're balls deep into whatever this shad is. Tell me all about it. We'll get to the beers and the music at the end.
Okay. Are we, should I just start going now?
Yeah, I just want to know all about it. Let's go.
All right. Say that word for me. The fish that comes from the ocean.
Androgynous.
That's the one.
Androgynous.
Right. Like a steelhead or a salmon, a shad, or a striper. A shad is an androgynous fish. And they spend most of their life in the ocean, but they come up freshwater rivers to spawn once a year. And they do that in North Carolina about this time of year.
So because it's March, I'm going to say springtime?
Yes. Thanks for that.
Hold on.
You're clearly paying attention. So
I wrote androgynous.
Good job. There are lots of different kinds of shad, or several kinds. A lot of them are usually thought of as bait, especially for catfish and striper and other sport fish. But there are some that grow large enough to be sport fish themselves, I guess. I think some people eat them, but not very many people should eat them.
Not from the place I saw you catching them in.
No. But anyway, there's two kinds that run up in this area. There's American shad and hickory shad. American shad get quite a bit bigger, maybe 5 pounds, 3 pounds, something like that.
Dang, 5 pounds.
Hickory shad is only, I've never caught an American shad. Hickory shad, maybe 2 pounds, 20 inches is a.
What's the difference? Fish. I don't understand. Why are they different?
They look a lot alike. It's just like any other. It's like two different kinds of trout, two different kinds of shad. They're just a little bit different. A hickory shad is not. They won't get as fat. They kind of have a flat back, and they have like a hook jaw a little bit.
We should put a picture right here.
We should
picture everybody's sprees shad.
Yes, there's plenty of pictures of like American shad, hickory shad side by side.
I meant of the ones you've caught. What are the ones you've caught?
Hickory. People call them freshwater tarpon also because they look a little bit like a tarpon, but tiny, a small tarpon. And they also jump and tail walk and stuff like a tarpon does. So that's the attraction, is that they're athletic and hit like a Volkswagen and jump and run, and so they're really fun to catch. So that's
Don't
why
they
we go fishing for shad.
don't they
They're only
come
here
through in
because
like massive schools?
yeah, when you that's the other really crazy thing is they're here for like maybe a month out of the year, and for a week or so out of the year, they're here in like massive numbers. And so you literally might have 100 fish day if you're there
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
right day, and it's every other cast you're gonna catch one.
Dang.
Of course, if you don't time it right or you're not in the right place, then you have a slow day. But it's not like trout fishing at all, where you're trout fishing is like hunting and stalking the fish and matching the hatch, and that if you find them and you have anything close to what looks like something they might hit, there you are going to catch them. So it's more about timing and being in the right place at the right time.
Are you going to tell us where you're going?
Yes, Monday we're going to go out of Weldon in the Roanoke River.
All right, nice spot burn. That was a joke, but you just ruined it for everyone on the Roanoke River.
That's all right. Weldon, North Carolina is known as the striper capital of the world.
Hold on.
Is it really?
I got my pen again.
Yeah. So
Striper. Did you say striper?
Striper capital of the world, yes. Home of the largest striper. I think they have a giant sign as you drive in.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. No way.
So this isn't like an unknown fishery, if you will.
Oh, okay. You're not really spot burning it.
No.
All right. So I still don't know what a shad is. Let's talk gear. What are you going to be fishing with?
All right, yeah. So what I'll use is a 5-weight with a intermediate like sink tip line on it, 150 grain or whatever. It does depend on how big the river, how you need to get down to them. So you need to get down in the water column, be close to the bottom. So throwing a floating line is a waste of time. If you're in a bigger river, if the water's high, you may need a full sink line. So depending on the conditions, you might want a heavier weight rod to handle that full sink line. But
how deep is the river?
What's that?
If you haven't noticed, my whole interview process is me just interrupting you with questions as I think of them. How deep is the river?
Probably 15 feet is about where you're.
Oh, is it really? Yeah.
Like 5 to 15 feet between the bank and the boat, kind of thing. So you want to be able to get with some. You want to be able to get down to like say 10 feet in a drift. And you're going to cast a little bit upshore or a little bit upriver and let it swing. A lot like steelhead fishing, where you're going to let your fly swing, and so it's similar to that.
So you got 5-weight. Shut up. Intermediate. Tell me about these darts.
All right. So you're gonna have a.
What's in your finger? What is that?
Oh, I'm not supposed to show you that yet. That's my secret weapon. You want a really short, like I said, you want to get down, so you want a really short leader. You're only gonna have like a 2 or 3 foot straight mono leader, maybe 10 or 15 pounds, with a loop knot tied, and then you're gonna tie a 10 or so. You're probably fine with mono. Honestly, I'll use a fluoro just because, but you're probably fine with mono. But another about 3 or 4 feet. I can tie it real quick if you want. You guys want to see that?
I do want. Let's do it.
Okay.
Pressure.
Oh my
is
God!
on.
Don't fuck this knot up. Tell me again while you're tying it. End of the fly line. How much leader I got on this thing?
It's about 3 feet. I cut this a little short, but
armpit to tip.
Yeah, about 3 feet.
What'd you say?
And so you're gonna have 2 flies on there. So instead of it's not that much different than a point fly and a dropper, right? When you're nymph fishing, but we're not going to be as finicky as we might be with our knots because shad don't care. And so you're really just going to go about 8 inches down. You fold your line over about 8 inches down, so you have 2, and then tie your loop knot right there.
What are you making? An overhand knot? What knot is this?
Yeah, with a surgeon's.
Oh, okay.
And I probably won't do it perfectly here, but I'm just going to do it enough so you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe.
We can't see anything you're doing. Hold it up to the
I'll show
camera.
you in a second. Okay. Nope. Not doing a very good job here. Edit this part out, please.
No, I will not. No.
I will not.
Get it?
Uh-huh.
All right. So I tied a terrible knot, but that's fine. So you end up you want to end up with your loop, right, that you tie to you're going to have your leader with loop to loop. You're going to put that on your welded loop end of your fly line, right? And then you have another loop. So you loop this to that loop and you end up with a tag end, right? So you have
Okay,
a
yeah.
tag and a bottom. And so you're going to have your first fly on that tag and your second fly on that tag. Make sense?
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Your loop is your loop to loop.
Yep. And then
All
the
right.
tag out of that tag.
You made a
loop
long
is
tag. You made a long tag out of the loop. Short
And you don't
leader, point fly is one fly, and your long
fly
tag is the
one
other.
on there.
I got you.
And you don't cut. You just basically don't trim.
But
your
is it
tag
that
on.
short?
No, this is too short. But it's
What?
not that far off.
Well, how
Yeah,
far is it usually? 3 feet?
Yeah, about 3 feet.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
And so you fold 1 foot down, tie your loop in, or your loop knot, and then leave the tag, and that's your first fly, and then your point fly.
I got you.
Make sense?
So,
So then the next thing is what flies am I throwing? Flies for shad are
You
kinda
beat me
fun.
to it. Those are the questions I'm going with next.
Sorry, I should let you ask. Is that what you'd like
Hey
to go to
Mo.
next?
Hey Mo. What kind of flies would you use on that system, on that rig?
So you definitely want some flies with weight, and you want flash and color, and that's what
So I'm going with a Klauser's minnow.
Klauser is a excellent choice, sir.
I mean,
And
if
I'll
it
tell
ain't
you my favorite-
chartreuse, it's no use. Thanks, Lefty Craig.
oh,
Write it down. That's
Lefty
another note. Yeah, he said that.
Actually, I didn't say that, but
You're not Lefty Craig.
Can you see that one?
I
Yep.
can. Pink, huh?
Pink and white is a favorite Klauser, and that one's fairly light, so I would tie that one on my that's my
Drop.
top fly, off the tag end there, and then I'd want something heavy on the bottom. I actually don't know what this fly is called, but I really like it. It's like a Klauser, but it's got a bigger. Can you see that?
Yep.
It's got a bigger bead head, and I like these colors: gold and copper, silver colored flash. So that's got bigger bead eyes, so it's a lot heavier. So I might put that on my bottom end. And there's another fly that you'll hear people say shad darts, which the gear fishermen, the spinners will use the similar thing. This is a shad dart.
Oh, look at this. This is some sort of bullshit cheater fly when I see colors like that. That's what I says.
Wait till you see my secret weapon. You're gonna love it.
I mean, if I had
probably gonna
flies
kick
right
my
here, this is an egg sack, woolly kind of worm somewhere.
This is San Juan
The
worm.
fun part is you're not trying to look like some sort of a fly. You're just trying to look like the shad aren't there to eat. They're there to make.
Oh yeah, you're trying to floss them. You're flossing them.
You're just trying to piss them off to it's a reactionary bite basically, and
because they're androgynous.
androgynous, yeah. So
And
I shouldn't do
anonymous.
this, but I will show you my secret weapon, and you guys might.
You wrote, I saw a note you texted and said you wouldn't show it. So hold
I'll
on.
show it.
I'm making a note here too. Mo
Okay.
shows. Let's
Your
see it.
secret weapon is about to be made public to all
Don't forget, no one watches past like a minute and a half, so no one.
one people who looks at this.
So I'll preface with this is not a fly, and you guys may
Oh, this is an egg sack. This is what the?
This is this.
Oh, it's a spoon.
It's called a nun-guesser spoon. And the first time I went shad fishing, I was
It's like
with
a
a guy
keychain.
spinning, and
Looks like a cobra. Looks like
He had
Karate
one.
Kid.
he gave me one, and it actually
Wax
had
on.
a feather. It had a feather tied to it. It had a little feather on it, and he's like, "This is a fly." And I'm like, "I don't care. I'll tie that thing." And we caught a bunch of fish, and I use it every time now.
Hold it back up to the camera.
How does that do on the?
I gotta look.
fire
I gotta get a look at this demon again. Let me see this thing
You wanna
again.
see it again?
These warlocks. Oh yeah. I call it Cobra Kai.
It's just a single hook, and these are like gold color, and
It was like a diamond.
So they.
All right. So what's the retrieve on these flies? Are you
Oh,
just dead
phenomenal
drifting 'em?
question.
Are we dead drifting them? Are we
some sort of
stripping 'em in?
retrieve? Is it a 1-1-2? Is it a 2-2-1 kind of? Let's see. Yeah, this is a great question.
Is the 3-2-1 method like we're smoking ribs?
I do want to show one other fly.
Sorry.
Another spoon. This is a redfish fly, actually.
What the heck? This is crazy town.
It's supposed to be a crab, but I also like this one. Anyway, and one other one. This is an Orvis fly. It's a softy spoon. So Orvis makes a spoon fly. It's for redfish too, but I use it for shad. All right, so the cast is, like I said before, you're just going to go a little upstream, and depending on your setup, depending on your sink rate of your line and how heavy your flies are and all that, you're going to want to get down. So you may like count.
I always want to get down, just so we're on the same page.
Just so we're clear. So you may count to 5 or know, okay, I'm taking bottom, so start to retrieve, and then you just strip line back to the boat. And you may like mix up your retrieve, strip, wait, strip, wait, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll hit when you're stripping, when you pause, all the above. A lot of times they hit and miss, and if you let it go slack, they come back and hit it again. And again, they hit like a fucking freight train.
So they're
awesome.
Not there to eat, they're there to kill.
They're there to kill. They think you're messing with their eggs or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. They're like, get out of here. You can't be here.
You can't be here.
You can't be here. I own you. So
hey Mo, I have a question.
All right.
If you could only shad fish or fish for trout, what are you picking?
Oh, trout fishing.
All right, let's get the. I don't even know why we're talking about this then. Just gonna
I can only shad fish once a year. I can trout fish year round. So shad fish is just like a nice other thing to also go after.
How about this one? What are we hitting the water with? Are we wading? What are we doing? Are we getting in a boat?
That's a great question, P. You can fish from the shore. It's obviously tougher because if you're not, this particular river isn't really wadeable. It's there's just not enough access on the shore to get in. If you get in, you're probably falling in.
Yeah.
But you can fish from from a point or from the boat ramp or from some pier, some floating docks and stuff or whatever, if you can find a place. But mostly you're going to want to be in a boat, the John boat or whatever. And it's a kind of a tough river to navigate. So you need to know where you're going, or you're hitting rocks, which we've experienced before.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
so
if it was about a rented drift boat that we ran into a rock broadside, that didn't happen. We're not paying for that boat.
There's no video evidence.
Nope, not anymore.
We've confirmed that.
Is there but you're in are you motoring upstream and then floating down?
And once you find them, you're literally going to anchor and sit. If you find them, you stay there, so
okay.
They kind of just, from what I understand, it's almost like they come up the river single file. They find a seam that they like, and they're just there. They're just like wheeling on by you, and if you're in that spot, you're just going to rake them in.
No point.
What's the here? Hey,
100 fish in a day.
I got a question for you.
All right.
Like with salmon, another androgynous fish.
Yes.
Like they'll pool basically in the ocean and wait until like a big rain or enough water comes in to push them. Do you know what happens? Like it drives the shad up the river. Same kind of things. Like they wait for cool water, for rain. Like what makes them go?
I don't know, but my would guess it's temperature. So they're waiting for the temperature, and they might kind of move up as the temperature changes. But
P.S. You didn't say great question to me. It's a great question to PJ every time. Just saying.
Well, maybe you should ask better
I
questions.
didn't know I had to stroke you so hard, but
Ask better
You
questions.
do. I guess I'm gonna go on pause and I'm gonna think of better questions. I'll be right back.
P, you probably don't need to go on pause to ask.
So now that the riffraff is gone.
Hey Mo, I got another question.
Hey, great question. Oh, I'm supposed to wait until after. My bad.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't have another question. Couldn't think of anything. I don't even think about these fish.
I think we covered it all. You got. There's your leader.
Actually, that's a great question. What are you running? I didn't even
what
see
X are we talking here?
0, 1.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow or Monday I'll probably do 0x for my leader and then 1x fluoro for my tippet or whatever. Yeah.
Good. Great.
Good.
I got nothing else.
Let's see.
PJ, anything to follow up with?
What's the biggest shad that you've caught, Mo?
About 20 inches, probably.
20? Really? It's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, and it's on a 5-weight. It's
Pretty
fun.
good.
Nice.
And again, that day I probably caught 30 that day, and I don't know, 10 of them might have been 18 inches.
Holy crap!
So when they're there, they're thick, and it's a blast.
What have you? I don't think you mentioned it. What have you heard on the report?
Oh
recently?
Yeah, we should talk about that. So I had a friend that went out.
Great question.
Great question, P.
Yeah, that's right, Teddy P.
I lost Teddy again.
Ask better questions.
Beat this shit.
Let's see. Today's Saturday, right? So I heard from a friend who went out. His brother went out on Thursday with his wife on the noose, and they caught 100 between them.
Oh my god!
We'll be fishing on the Roanoke. Same guy went on Friday, so yesterday, on the Roanoke and caught 38 on the fly. So
they're there.
They're there, and I'm hoping another day or two they're even thicker. So we'll see.
So it was a little warmer today. It's gonna cool off a little tomorrow, and then warm up again Monday.
Yeah, again, I assume that's making a move around, but I don't really know. Definitely, water depth is too. And the Roanoke is downstream of Lake Gaston, and that's a man-made lake that makes power, so that the level in the tailwater or whatever. So the water level is controlled by the dam pretty tightly. It doesn't change dramatically. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to make them move up. I went to Orvis. The Orvis store here in Raleigh on Wednesday, and they said that somebody did a float from the Gaston Dam down, so they were way upstream, and they were catching them up there. So
at the dam,
yeah, at the dam and down below. So they're there.
So that's
ready.
It's chock full, man.
I hope so.
Better get your ass up there. Take some pictures. Drop it on the Instagram. Check out a False Cast Instagram. Also, today's podcast is sponsored by Mo's hat, PJ's sweater, and I was too lazy to go get the sweater. Drift and Mend. Flyfishing.com?
That's correct.
Coming soon.
Our newest sponsor. We're ahead of the game. We have the gear before you can get it. Good luck. It'll be up and live soon. Yeah. Let's talk about booze.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is what we do.
Good question, Ted.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I told you I didn't know anything about Shad, so now on to the things I do know about. Liquor. Ladies and gentlemen.
Liquor.
It's a beer. So I'll start. I think I've drank this many times on here before, but I'm drinking Lawson's Little Sip out of Vermont. It's a great, lighter IPA. Love it. Says it's 6.2%. I've had a few of them tonight, as you can tell by my performance. But phenomenal beer. Great IPA. That's what I'm drinking. Mo chops. What are you drinking tonight? Is it
I'm excited.
out of the keg?
I'm excited to report. Yes, out of the keg, we have something new.
This just in.
Also been reported on this on these our videos before and seen in pictures and
Oh yeah,
everywhere we go.
it's pervasive in our lives, really.
It's andronymous, really.
It's androgynous.
It's a Sycamore mountain candy.
Which is funny because when it says mountain candy, I always thought like this must be from Asheville, but it's from the lowlands of Charlotte, which I didn't know until I actually read a can once. So
yes, good question.
Thought that was funny.
Good question.
Anyway,
so yeah,
delicious nonetheless.
Mountain candy Sycamore fresh keg yesterday, and I'm very happy.
Jealous of that one.
We have April Falls Cast coming up. We should just stick with one beer. We should just drink mountain candy nonstop.
Oh my god,
that's it. Just top to bottom, left to right. Put beers together to make a sentence.
Will we be alive to record another pod? We'll all drown. We will all drown.
It's just thought. I mean, we stopped at that store last time and drank and bought 100 different IPAs. Might as well just stick with one.
That was a bad idea by me.
That was a terrible idea. It was a really bad idea. And then we drank them all. We drank every one of them.
Yeah.
We're never gonna drink all these. We're out of beer already?
Yeah.
PJ, what's on tap tonight? No pun intended.
I've got Sierra Nevada Torpedo IPA.
Okay.
But also apparently Ted disapproves of that. Whatever. I don't care.
Great
but
question.
Also,
it's a great question, Pete. Man, you are fucking hitting home runs tonight, my friend.
Jack Danlels bonded. Now hear me out.
No.
Hear me out.
I think I can mute you.
I am not.
Anyway, this guy with his Sierra Nevada. Ask to unmute. There, you can unmute yourself.
Oh my god, it literally tells you when you've been muted. It's humiliating. It is the most humiliating experience ever.
Great question.
What happens if I hit report?
Don't report me for spam. Don't report me for spam.
All right. Now, I'll say this. I have heard a lot of good things about some of the high-end Jack Danlels.
So the Jack Danlels regular, like old number 7, it's bad. I do not like it. I heard good things about this, so I figured, why not? Picked it up. The first pour...
Picked me up a little drinky boo.
Yeah, the first pour was not good.
You know what it tasted like? Old number 7.
Yeah, like it tasted like that, yes. I was like, ew, this is the exact... And I was like... But they were like, give it another shot. And since then...
You know what? They said, just keep drinking it. If you just keep drinking it, give it a shot.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Yeah, I like it a lot. So...
Anyway, well, nice work. Nice. Good question. Good question, Pete.
Thanks. I don't think I asked a question, but thank you.
No, I'm pretty sure you did. Listen. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, you learned a lot about shad, where to fish shad, how to fish shad, what not to drink, what to drink. That's it. That's all I got. April Falls Cast is coming up. We have 9 minutes and 25 seconds left on our Zoom call. I'm going to fly into Raleighwood, and we're going to go up to Boone, and we're going to not only not only just fish around the new river, I mean a river, we're also going to take a float trip.
I mean, it's some river that I'm not going to tell you.
I'm making another note, edit where we live.
We're
going to also take a float trip down either the Holston or the Watauga, dependent on water, also dependent on andronymous fish that may come up into those rivers.
Yep.
Depending on the shad run.
Yeah, exactly. So that's coming up. So that's going to be, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be fun. But So I'm very excited about that after I get my waders patched. Maybe mañana. So I don't know where I was going with that, honestly, because I've had way too many of these little sips. Did I mention I'm drinking Lawson's little sip tonight? Quickly, any music updates? Anything you want to tell the good folks? P.S. There is no fucking way anyone makes it to the end to listen to either what we drink or what we're listening to, other than that shady guy who tried to sell us bourbon from Louisville or somewhere in Kentucky. You got one, P? You got something for us?
Yeah, I've been dabbling.
What a band called Pearl Jam. You ever hear them?
I've been dabbling in the old R.L. Burnside.
Oh, Jeebus H.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
A little bit of the.
I haven't heard you listen to that in a long time.
A little bit of the R.L. Burnside.
Yep.
I wish it sounded that cool when people said my name.
A little bit of R.L. Moside. It'd be cool if it was R.L. Moside.
No.
Ugh.
Ted, what are you listening to?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like to flip around. I'm all over the board lately, but I've been listening to a young lady out of Nashville, Tennessee. Name is Sierra Farrell. I think I sent it to you guys because the whole family's been listening to this song called In Dreams, but she sounds like she is literally dying of dysentery on the plains in 1845.
Oh man.
This is like female Coulter Wall.
No, like if Coulter Wall was 100 years before where Coulter Wall thinks he's from. However,
okay,
it's really good. It's really good stuff. So I believe she pronounces it Sierra Farrell versus Sierra Farrell, like Will Ferrell. You get the idea. Anyway, look her up. I don't know where I was going with that.
I didn't hear you said.
Damn it! Edit. Got a lot of marks on this one tonight. God damn it. Anyway, Sierra Farrell out of Nashville, Tennessee. Music Row. Look it up. Really good. I like it a lot. That's what I've been listening to.
You, Mo?
Maybe I'll throw a little curveball. And this is more something that I've been doing with the kids lately than for myself. But we had band practice, quote unquote, tonight. And the kids I'm trying to get them to have interest in playing music and playing instruments. And they love a band called Imagine Dragons, which
the kids love the kids. They love the Imagine Dragons. Everybody loves big guy, big band.
So it's not
tears in their eyes.
Not a band that I would have necessarily listened
to
on my own, but I have been listening to a lot of Imagine Dragons so that I can learn how to play a song so that I can teach them to play.
First things first.
Don't matter. They're playing music. That's it.
That's right. It doesn't matter. Let them like what they like, even if it's a shitty band like Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, now those songs are stuck in my head all day long now.
Yeah. No, I've been there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the girls like Imagine Dragons for whatever reason.
Radio.
I don't even know where they find it.
The Dragons?
The Imagine Dragons. I don't get it.
I don't know. The imagination or the dragons?
I don't know, but they like the Coulter Wall too, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
All right, well, we've learned. Hey, kids, we've learned a lot tonight. Learned about Shad, Imagine Dragons, that you can find a Jack Danlels that doesn't suck shit. And all right. So Mo's going to give us an update on Shad Fishing once he goes, and then the next podcast will be live from the studio in Boone.
Okay, nice.
Deal. It didn't work last time, but we might as well try again.
It was a disaster last time.
From the hot tub.
From the hot tub. I was just going to say the same thing.
That's what I think we should try. From the hot tub. I mean, if we're looking for ratings, we're looking for views, there's 3 meat sodas right here. Get in that hot tub.
Machine.
Get in. It's going to be a ripper. All right.
Can we turn the bubbles on?
Yeah, absolutely. Bubbles, bourbon, cigars, and 3 hot
False
pieces
cast.
of ass. No shirts. Get ready for your first million view YouTube, everybody. And scene.
Uh-oh, Mighty Kong has woken from his slumber.